fake news is being spread around for Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 4. Really? We're really doing this? So, once again, there is apparently in Episode 1 huge-ass description that has been falsely made. I want to discuss it because I kind of find it a tad hilarious, and I want to discuss it. So, apparently, Episode 1 name is Enemy at the Sources. So, also spoilers for Season 3, Part 2. Last 2 episodes. Following Dragon's Season 3 Part 2, Lloyd is now without his elemental power, feeling hopeless. He still continues to train Eren and Sora. What about Frack? I thought you were training Frack. But it feels weird being without his powers. Kai reminds Lloyd of the words he used during Season 11 that, in pretty much retrospect, it's not always about having elemental power. You still can be a hero without it. Something that he's also told Eren. The two hug like brothers. Weird as fuck. That's a bit fucking weird. Don't see Kai doing that. Okay, well, Lloyd. Meanwhile, Nia takes Jay to the crossroads to try getting him to remember everything. But it goes horribly wrong. How can it go horribly wrong? Listen to this. Nia instead tries to play mind games with him. To see what goes on in his mind. So she can assess how to get the old Jay back. That makes zero sense. If he's with you at the moment, at least some memory should be back. If you are going to the crossroads, you're literally doing exactly what you did in the first part of Season 3, Part 2, the first 5 episodes in the Land of Lee. That's literally what you're doing in this episode, and if you're doing that, that's a bit stupid, because the only way you're going to get the old Jay back is by at least being in the monastery or going to see Ed or Edna. Just period note. I just want to put that there. There is no way Jay goes to the crossroads with Nia at all. And Nia, period, I put period here, tries to play mind games. Mind games is not what's going to be in the mind for these characters at the moment. The thing that's going to be on the characters' minds at the moment is, obviously, if this was legit, Lloyd getting his powers back. That being a number 1 priority at the moment. Number 2. If they are wanting to help Jay, they're going to first need to unshatter his soul. And if he's starting to remember stuff, that should be your second thing. Objective. Thirdly, you should be all united at this point. This part doesn't mention much about Cole, which I'm going to mention quickly next. They need to be united. I just want to say that. Now it continues. But instead she learns more about the mysterious administrator. How would she know anything about the administrator? Because Jay periodly says in Season 3 Part 2 that no one's ever met him. Or her. Or it. So what the is going on? So let's quickly keep going. Zane and Pixel, and that says Pixel, build a new mission. Yep, this is one of the sets for Cole in the season. Cole tells them that he's going on a mission to find Wu. Firstly, they can't find Wu. Because Moro obviously hasn't come back. Well, if Moro did come back, he's come back. And he's told the ninja that. But still, they wouldn't know that. Lloyd would have had to say something. What a bunch of dog pile. It's not even confirmed that Moro will be still alive. There's a 50-50 chance that he's probably dead. Or alive. I don't believe that. And plus, I think something that Season 3 is trying to push in Part 1 and Part 2 is unity is key, which Season 2, Part 2 was trying to explore. The false promise of promising to find everyone. Season 3 obviously reveals that promise a little further in both seasons. But the importance of unity is key here. And you know what? It would annoy me if Cole leaves and they're all not united. I can understand if, for example, they've got to split up into 2 teams, sort of like how the X-Men usually do in Blue and Gold. But with that, he sets out Wildfire being trained under Kai. I don't get that. She seems pretty well trained. Ryu is elsewhere finishing off his training with Rontu and becomes an official ninja. He can perform Spinjitzu. Eren and I think it says Sora are starting to spend time with his parents, which is nice. So just to quickly just jump in here, I get Ryu's gonna become a ninja eventually, plus the Source Dragon, which I'll get into. The question is, does he learn Rising Dragon as well? Oh, mainly because I ask that question, is that of any importance at this point? Mainly because there's no point in learning it now, because if I'm correct, Thunderfang ate the Forbidden Five, right? Right? And if the Forbidden Five are eaten, but are freed as souls for Thunderfang's command, technically, if Thunderfang dies, they die too, right? Just confirming I'm on the same track with you guys. So I don't really see a point in needing to stop Shadow Spin unless Cinder or Jay come out. But I feel like 1 or 2 ninja could just easily just defeat it, and you've got 4 ninja that can. And another question, does Elemental Power really affect Rising Dragon technique? Lloyd might not have his Elemental Power, but he can still do Spinjitzu and all that. Would Season 2, Part 2 definitely confirm that. Because the ninja do use Spinjitzu and Rising Dragon without their powers. So, yeah. So, key issue with this second paragraph is there was a huge, missing blob here. Because there was a watermark on it. Don't know where the fuck a watermark was on it. Just to be honest with you. I'm just saying how it is. The two get to know each other while Frack feels a bit left out. Can I just mention something that I really noticed in Season 3, Part 2? Is Frack is a very... How do I put this? He's not... The opposite of an introvert. He's very social. You put him in any sort of ninja group, he sort of, in my opinion, works. Literally, if you took him on Lloyd's journey in Season 3, Part 2, I would have told you that's still the same Frack. Well, Frack he went with Kai and Cole. Sort of same thing. The only issue I have with Frack is his training level is bad at the moment, but still, Frack is pretty good as a character. I think feeling left out is hopefully something we don't see much of, because I feel like Frack is a very social person and is easy to talk to. You can really just tell that by the character and just how he is. So I do find that interesting. His parents have been missing since the merge too. Oh my god, here we go again. We got another Eren story. Just an FYI thing I want to mention here. But I was under the impression majority of Ninjago Dragons Rising's... Ninjago Master Spinjitzu snakes were all in one settlement. On the ground. Right? Or somewhere. How could you have got separated unless you were above ground? I thought you guys didn't want to come back up. Or you occasionally came back up when you needed something. Why would you... I don't know. That's interesting. Okay. Midway through the episode, Raz, now with 2 dragon icons... Whoa. Are we also talking about his hammer? Because he technically has gotten 3 if he gets Lloyd's, right? Okay. Maybe he doesn't find Lloyd's. That's a very missed opportunity. Dragon icon, so he can create 1 mega weapon. That will be able to reverse the merge. Oh my god. And he finds the land of monsters can do that. That's bullshit. I'm gonna call that's bullshit. If the land of monsters... actually, no. It would make sense, actually, now that I think about it. The land of monsters could literally do anything. It turns a character into a monster. Make Lord Raz a monster. See, I can understand that at a certain consent, because, if you go to the land of monsters and so far, what we've learned in Ninjago Legends is the more you dwell on it, the more you become a monster. And I think in Ninjago Legends, we see the real dark side of it. This would be pretty cool to see. I'm just saying. This part. But who's to say? When his mission is interrupted with a new command from his mysterious I thought that said mysterious. Mysterious master, who wants Raz to keep an eye out on Eren. Interesting. Raz sets out for the land of monsters and now seeks the one called the Master Monster. What a fucking stupid name. I'm sorry, but like, there's a lot of stupid stuff in here that I don't. We know one of the main villains is named just Hex for next season, so there's no mention of her here. Lloyd feels hopeless. Is met by motion, who is accompanied by the Source Dragon of Life. We tell Lloyd that in freeing the Source Dragon of Balance, it should be the dead Source Dragon of Balance, his body, a new Source Dragon must be found, and they want him to train as one, being the first mortal. Lloyd decides, saying he's their enemy. The Life reaches out to find him being the one to. There was a watermark there. They decide who is a dragon. Ryu. End of episode. Ryu is going to become a Source Dragon. I think that's pretty cool. Now, does this make sense? Hell yeah. The reason why I say this is you can really tell the color scheme as well. It really does match Ryu. And there's just a lot I want to accompany here, because at the start of this episode, it says the Source Dragons are enemies. Obviously, the motion and energy aren't. The Life is definitely on Lloyd's side at all times. Just to jump in there. The thing I have issue with this the most is simple. I don't see any of this playing out after Season 3 Part 2, because the way I sort of see it playing out is all the ninja are going to want to be together. I'm 85% sure Zane, if he doesn't come back, it also makes sense if he doesn't come back. If he does come back, which is most likely the option, the ninja are going to be needing a huge hand for whatever comes next, and they are going to want to stay at least united to the forefront for majority of the season. I can see Zane coming back in Season 4. I can definitely see that. I can see him obviously taking some time out, and coming back, obviously, episode 19 and 20, or just in Season 4 itself at the start. It just makes sense. This whole thing of going on a mission to find Wu is pointless, because if Wu wanted to be found, let's be real, he would have led them to him. If the ninja do not stay united and do not fix the problems that they have at hand, they're going to keep continuing to put off to tomorrow, which realistically they have. Now, the whole thing with Jay, and I just want to mention here, the whole thing with Jay, I want to talk about the original ninja. The whole thing with Jay, realistically, I think is key, because I think whatever they do next with Jay's character is key for what they take his story in Season 4 and 5. Obviously, Season 4 is my deadline for if Jay is not fixed by the end, they have really messed up his character. The reason being is Seasons 1 to Season 2 Part 1 was a really good, mysterious way to see where Jay's going. I feel like the Administrator will be a big part of Season 4 Part 2 or Part 1, but you've got to draw a line and get somewhere with that story. Second of all, you still got a lot of questions and open ends with the rest of the original cast. For example, Zane. Why was him and Pixel in those pods? Mentioning something else, if we are wanting to be very interested in the other ninja after the merge, we really need to learn about what actually happened to Jay. These are key things that are going on, and is why I'm sort of trying to say that Ninjago is going to need to sort of stray away from these storylines that they've repeated before in previous seasons. The whole point of Lloyd losing Key's power is pointless. We did this several times with the characters several times, and not to be that person, but you've done this in the last 6 years, and it's been repetitive. Let's give an example. The ninja lose their powers in Tournament of Helmets. They lose them in Possession. Two of the ideals that make sense. What season's next? Season 9. Lloyd has lost his elemental power and needs to find a way to get it back. That's the main one. And that was written perfectly. He had to resist, and that's how he got his powers back. Same thing with Kai in Season 11. These two are sort of the best perfect ideals on how to lose your power and to get it back. The next time I see this happening is in Crystallized. Pretty much the original Core Ninja and Neo lose their powers for good, temporarily. But wait, why is this a big difference? You're repeating sort of the same storyline as before, but the ninja are feeling hopeless. What's Lloyd feeling? Hopeless. I can understand making the hopeless storyline for all 6 original ninja, but at the character rate where Lloyd is going, no. You need to obviously build his character up, and obviously he can relate to Eren. Yeah, okay, sure. Let Lloyd lose his power, but don't let it be an Eren character story. Because if it is, you're pointless to the story. Because the whole point is for you not to get, obviously, character building. You need to character build the rest of the characters. If your whole thing is to teach Eren that you can still be a successful ninja without powers, and you've lost them temporarily, what are you doing? Why are you complaining? So that's why it's just 100% pointing out, that this isn't real. If the writers were going to write another story about Lloyd losing his powers, it would definitely have to be opposite to what the other ninja have experienced and themselves. Secondly of all, I don't think Cole's going to go on a mission by himself, because I think they're understanding that we're tired of seeing everyone sort of move on, and there's a lot now to explore. I'm pretty sure the reason why Zane and Pixel are just going off on a little side quest is not just because Season 3 Part 2 has a lot to deal with, and having 2 Ninjaroids would really affect the risks in the situation, but in Season 3 Part 2, there is going to obviously be a lot going on. Now, hence if this is real, I don't know what to say, but I am hoping there's a couple of things in here that I do like a lot. But in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts. I know I probably babbled on for the last 4 minutes. I'm complaining, but it's just a hard opinion on what I just don't like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out, guys.